for you.
Okay, I can't see anything.
Right, okay. You'll be able to see when people start asking their questions.
Okay.
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 Firstly, if we start off with Jason Fletcher from View 360.
Yep.
G'day, Eb. How are you, mate? Been trying to chase down for a long time. Fantastic to see you. Congratulations on the fight. How are you feeling?
Thank you. I'm feeling awesome. Pumped.
Yeah, I know. I've seen you in the social media, mate. You're ready to go. So,
yep.
This is a massive opportunity for women's boxing back home in Australia, because I think if my research is correct, you'll be one of the first, if not the only, women to compete for a world title in England. And if you bring that home, that's going to be a massive achievement. That'll put you up there with the likes of, Diana Prozac, Susie Ramadan, Shannon O'Connell, just won a world title the same day that you fought Carol Earl. You must be feeling pretty pumped. This must be a huge honour.
Yeah, definitely. Like some of these girls that you've just named, they were like pioneers in Oz boxing, and to be able to kind of follow that and do something as well, like in nowadays and in the current times is really cool. I'm excited. Obviously being on Matchroom as well. All of it's just really amazing, and all the hard work and everything I've been putting in is just coming to fruition, and I'm excited to put Australian female boxing back on the map.
Absolutely. And if you win, are any of those girls, Shannon, Susie, Shanika, Amy Adams, going to be potential opponents if you bring the title home?
Well, I'm not really sure. Obviously, that's up to my team. I will leave that up to those guys to sort out what's next. But first things first is winning this world title, and then we'll go looking on further.
Absolutely. I mean, do you feel you're at a bit of advantage considering that you only fought, was it March 13th?
Definitely. Yeah.
Definitely,
I think it's an advantage, mainly because if I had the way I felt on March 13, that was rust. So if I had gone straight into this fight like that, it would have been very different. But having that, getting that, that ring rust out, even the nerves from a first fight in so long, now I'm just so relaxed. I'm ready to do it again. I can't wait to crack skulls.
Yeah. Well, we can't wait to see you in the ring on Saturday. We've got our Aussie support behind you, Ebanie. Good on you, mate. And bring it home for the Aussie girls. You're welcome. Look forward to speaking to you again, mate.
Yep, after when I win.
Thanks, Jason. If we go to Jonathan Nagyoff from Pro Boxing Fans next, please.
Hey, Ebanie, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good, thanks. How are you, Jonathan?
Very well, thanks. I'm interested to know sort of how, from your perspective, you've built your sort of social media following, because I feel like in the last year, a lot of people in the UK especially know a lot about you. I remember even at fight camp, people asking Shannon Courtenay questions about when she's going to fight you.
Yes.
So from your perspective, how have you sort of built your profile? And for those, nowadays for fighters, how important do you think self-promotion is?
Well, self-promotion is extremely important. I think it's important in every career, every job. To me, I knew I've been into boxing for a long time, and for me, boxing's a business. When you open a boxing, when you open a new business, a cafe or a restaurant or a air conditioning service, you need to promote yourself. You need to promote. I don't have a promoter, so who's going to do? Wait for a promoter to sign me to get my name out? No. So I thought I'm going to take initiative and use what we have these days, social media, to do what any normal business and person that's trying to build a business or build a brand, and get my name out there and push myself by doing hundreds of interviews during COVID, when what else was I going to do? You know what I mean? And also just being obviously active on Twitter. And I think it's just, my banter, I just don't hold back. I say what I want. I don't really, I don't give a shit. And I think especially the British, they kind of resonate with that. So I think that's where I got a bit of the, a lot of following and love from the Brits. Because I just keep it fucking real. You know what I mean? And I think that's really, really important. And obviously my looks, people are so used to this stereotype of what female fighters look like or whatever, to see someone come out and embrace that femininity and embrace, looking very girly. I think people, obviously it has critics, and it still is that stereotype that, how can you look very feminine and be athletic or have skills. You know, it's the same with a lot of things with femininity, just with those stereotypes. But I'm happy to prove that wrong. And I just think the whole combination of it all, you know, pushing, you know, doing the interviews, my banter, my humor, my personality, and my looks, you know, and obviously I can fight. I put up fight videos, then people can tell I can crack, you know. So yeah, come Saturday, they'll see even more.
That said, you know, with how the British fans have taken to you and, you know, what you've brought to them, do you feel like you sort of want to put in, you know, a performance, not just get the win, but get it in style on Saturday?
Oh, definitely. I mean, look, I'm an entertainer. I fight. I love to fight. I like to go to war. And when I fight, I enjoy to fight. So, of course, I wanted to make an exciting fight. I mean, my fights are always exciting, you know, just my style. So I have no doubt that it's going to be an exciting fight. And I do want to put on a good performance, obviously, especially for my followers and my fans who believe in me. I want to prove for them who back me that, hey, you know what? See, I was saying she's the real deal. She's the real deal. So, yeah, definitely it's important, you know. But, hey, as long as I get that win, whatever happens.
And then if I can just ask one more, you obviously fought March 13th, I believe, in Australia. You then also went out to America to train and now have come here. How are you sort of feeling in yourself? Do you feel like you've had enough time to prepare to your best for this fight?
Yeah, I feel ready. You know, I don't look at things around me. I don't really take much notice of what I've had to go through or anything like that. I don't focus on those things. I just focus on being ready and adapting to whatever I have to do. When you start making excuses like, oh, I had to travel, or I just had a fight, or it's only when you start doing that, you're really putting yourself in a headspace to make excuses for a loss. And I'm not doing that. I think everything's that is meant to be how it is. It was meant to happen this way. I was supposed to fight in November. It didn't happen. It was meant to be all of this now, and I'm just ready to embrace that. And whatever happens. I'm looking for the win. But I think no matter what, you know, it's meant to happen. So
best of luck, Ebanie. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jonathan. If we go to Ames from Boxing News TV next, please.
Ames here for Boxing News TV. Pleasure to meet you, Ebanie. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks, Ames. How are you going?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all.
That's good.
Alongside your wins in the ring, you've, like people have said here, you've managed to promote yourself and market yourself through social media, which has aided you into getting into the position of a world title fight at the weekend. There are women in the sport who speak against sexualization of the sport. Do you feel a responsibility coming into the night where you could win a world title to adhere to promoting women's fighting in any certain way?
I'm not really sexualizing myself. I don't know what photos you see of me doing, you know, bending over or putting sexual poses or being sexy, like out of my way, trying to sexualize photos. I definitely don't. I just happen to have a big chest. I happen to have a nice looking face, and I happen to have a good ass. And unfortunately, people just look at that as me sexualizing, but it's just my body. It's how I look. And I'm not going to hide it. Like, I don't want to wear a potato sack or baggy pants. Why should I do that? And I think it's important to be able to embrace what you have. And I think it's important to be able to show that it's not sexualizing the sport. What it's doing is it's showing femininity. It's showing that we're still women as well. You know what I mean? And that's okay. And it's okay to be feminine and do a male-dominated thing, a male-dominated sport, or something that's maybe not looked at femme. Why can't you know, like the UFC do it? They have no problem with, you know, the girls looking pretty up there. Like, it's just it's funny. It's just such a crazy topic that everyone's so wild about. Like, I mean, I weigh in underwear, literally weighing in underwear. Everyone else weighs in underwear as well. Like, what? You know what I mean? It's just the way I look. It's how I am, you know. And I'm all about being you, being real. And I'm gonna go and play down my looks, or not do my hair, or wear something baggy that doesn't show my body, or put on track pants when I train in case someone looks at my ass and goes, oh, that's sexualizing boxing, or try and tape down my chest because it's big to try and hide the fact that I have a chest. Why? You know what I mean? I just don't understand what it is, you know. And we got to use what we have. Mm-hmm. Not everyone has it. So then you got to use what you got. Go use what you got, whatever it may be. Do you know what I mean? But why should I not use everything that I have, including my personality, including my looks, including my skill and my intelligence that I have?
Appreciate your response there. With that, then, would you advocate for more women in the sport or in the fight game in general to be promoting themselves much more than the way they are right now?
Definitely. Don't be scared. I bet you there's so many women out there that are so scared to promote themselves in a way, in a feminine way, or feel sexy or feel comfortable putting up pretty photos or whatever because of this stigma of, oh, you shouldn't sexualize. Who cares? Who cares? Like, you be you. And if someone wants to sexualize that and turn that into something and they want to make that sex, that's up to them. That's not you. You know what I mean? And I just think that it shouldn't be a problem that you have to be sitting there thinking, oh, I better not post that or I better not do that because some might judge me. Fuck, you know what I mean? I just think the judging, I think people should just be able to do whatever they want, promote themselves however they want, and feel comfortable in their own skin, doing their things without judgment.
Fair enough. And final question to you. You've mentioned in other interviews about getting like a crazy amount of DMs from people asking you to knock out Shannon Courtenay because of an apparent dislike for her. Is that a sentiment that you share?
As in something that I want to do?
Do you dislike her?
Oh, not really. I mean, you know, I don't know her really to dislike her. She's obviously started with the comments. She started with the whole, you know, again, saying if you want to go get naked somewhere else. And that's where, you know, a lot of the banter comes from because she's calling me naked, but I'm weighing in lingerie, just, you know, which is underwear, just like her, you know, but she's labeling me naked, but I'm still wearing underwear. So that bothered me because I'm like, you know, I'm thinking like, you do realize you weigh in the same amount of clothes as me. You know, there's just a difference with how we look. So yeah, I there's not a real hate. It's just like, you know, and especially coming from someone like her who has used her looks, you just have to take one quick look at her Instagram to see that she's all about posing and looking good as well. And someone that's obviously being judged as well because of her looks and getting places because of her looks, for her to throw it back on me and say, you know, oh, you know, you're not taking it serious because I like to look good. Like, it doesn't make sense coming from her in particular. It's like, yeah. But hey.
Appreciate your responses. All the best for the weekend, Ebanie.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ames. If we go to Steve from Boxing UK next, please.
Hi, Ebanie. It's Steve from Boxing UK.
Steve, mate. How you going?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Ebanie, in the previous call, Shannon's just said that winning the world title can't possibly mean as much to you as it does to her. Can you tell us why she's wrong?
I don't know why she thinks it's more important to her. I mean, you know, I've been grafting as well. Like, this is important to me. It's not just important for me. It's important for the message that I want to send as well. That, hey, you know what? You can be feminine and you can be this way and you can win world titles and you can box well. It's more than just about me for this as well. You know, I didn't fight just 4 weeks ago. Travel across the road, give up my job, travel across the world to Philadelphia to finish off a camp, to then travel again to London because it doesn't mean anything to me. If it meant nothing to me, I would have just come straight to London after a 30-hour flight and just gone, fuck it, let's go for it. You know what I mean? But I'm making all these sacrifices, and I constantly make a lot of sacrifices. I'm not got no promoter like Shannon, you know what I mean? And have people doing things for me. Everything I do, I got to do for myself, and that's that hard work that will pay off once I win.
Another thing you've said, and it's been touched on earlier, there's a lot of British fans are rooting for you this weekend. Yeah. Which is strange when you're fighting a British girl. Yeah. But why do you think that is?
You know what? It's probably because, you know, I keep it real. I'm not a drongo or a bell end, you know? So I think that people just want to tune in because they like the realness, you know? And people can give me much shit as they want about my, you know, the way I talk or the way I present myself. The fact is I'm real, you know, and people can relate to that. And I give my fans time and I give my fans appreciation because truly this sport is about the fans. Without support of fans, we don't have boxing.
Last one, how's it going to go on Saturday?
Oh, you know what? I honestly think that the fight, it's going to be obviously a grueling fight, but I think that the fight's definitely going to be exciting from both ends. If she can actually take my punches, then by the end of it, I'm pretty sure her face is going to look like a drop meat pie, but we'll see.
Ebanie, best of luck at the weekend. Take care.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay, if we go to Gail next, please.
Hi, Ebanie.
Gail, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm here on behalf of Women's Fight News. First question I wanted to ask. Now, you were at home. You were preparing for your fight with Carol L. You get a phone call saying that Rachel Ball can't take part in the fight, asking you to step in. What's going through your mind?
I was like, wow, like I've got Carol L to get through, like, because it threw me off, obviously, because I'm prepping for Carol. And I mean, straight away, I was instantly like, yeah, like, fuck yeah, like, I'm not gonna, like, there was no hesitation at all to take the fight, zero hesitation. But I had to really focus on Carol. I had to make sure that even though I had this fight and I was very confident in it, I had to make sure I stayed what was in front of me, because I did have to get through Carol first. So that was just, sometimes my mind will drift off, but I put like photos of Carol L around my house, like posters of her everywhere. So like, I'm just looking at her the whole time. And then obviously when the fight won, I finished, I ripped her all off. And then that was full focus for Shannon Courtenay. I think I was excited. I was like, hell yeah, like this is a fight that the fans want, you know. I think stylistically, the fight's going to be very exciting. So yeah, I mean, I was super pumped, but I had to calm down from getting excited about that and just focus on Carol.
Were you at all concerned that it was so soon after your fight with Carol?
The only thing that concerned me was I had to be a lot more careful in my fight. Like I was going in my fight thinking, man, I can't get cut. I can't get hurt. I have to win. I had all these extra pressures. You know, it's not like I just can go and win. I had to think about, okay, be very careful, no head clashing, you know, be smart with things, because like just one little injury is going to blow it out the water, you know. So I think it just put a lot more pressure on a tune-up fight. You know what I mean? So yeah, but it's definitely prepared me.
Yeah. You've obviously got a huge social media following, a lot of them from the UK. Yeah. What's it like to finally be in the UK fighting, knowing that although there's no crowds, all your UK fans are going to be tuning in?
Honestly, my heart. I'm just so happy to be here. I'm getting so many messages saying like, welcome to the UK, and, you know, like just wishing me so much love and blessings. And I'm just overwhelmed with the amount of love and support that I have. And with having my fans behind me, you know, even though they can't be there, having that feeling of support, it really helps. And it just makes me really excited to fight and put on a great performance for everyone, you know. So yeah, I absolutely love it. It's special. I feel like it's so special.
Yep. Well, best of luck.
Thank you so much.
We'll all be watching.
Thank you.
And hopefully catch up with you later, Ebanie. Take care.
Take care, girl.
Thanks, Gail. If we go to Andy from Boxing Social, next, please.
Hi, Ebanie. How you doing?
I'm good, Andy. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm very good. I was going to talk about...
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Hello? Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm just on a call. Can we just sort this out later? Yes, thank you. Bye.
Hope it wasn't a positive COVID test, Ebanie, after all this.
No, it wasn't. I got a delivery.
Ebanie, I just want to kind of talk a bit more about the fight on Saturday. I know you've spoken about a few other topics so far in your time with us. Just kind of touching on it. For those who haven't been able to see you or one of your fights so far with regards to your UK fans, what should everybody expect to see from you on Saturday?
Fireworks. Honestly, I'm a pressure fighter, like naturally a pressure fighter, and I'm very heavy-handed. But I can do a lot of things. You know, whatever I need to do. If I need to box, I can box. You know, if I need to sit in a pocket, I'll sit in a pocket. Obviously, for me, I love the pocket, but I don't think Shannon will be able to bear the storm and sit with me and punch. But if she does, it's going to be even a more exciting fight. But I just feel like it's going to be me a bit of cutting off the ring and chasing and going over for that knockout. You know, I don't play with my food. I'm there for business. I'm there to hurt you. You know, I'm not like that boxer in and out style where I just want to score points. I want to hurt you. You know, that's boxing for me.
You boxed back in March, as it's been spoken about. How key do you think it was to be able to get out once, just to shake off any cobwebs and continue training throughout this period?
Man, that not just like obviously having the fight, but that particular fight, especially because I was against such a tough opponent. Like, she was so durable, and for me, because I hadn't gone past 6 rounds, and I only done 6 rounds once. Before that, I was like, I've only had a couple of rounds of fights. It was very important for me to get those 8 rounds out. So as much as I want to finish the job, I'm glad, and I feel like everything happens for a reason. Like I say, that she was durable, and I was able to get those 8 rounds out and prove myself and shake off that rust, because I felt like the first couple of rounds, especially the first 4 rounds, like I was just, you know, like going in there and fighting, and then I started to, you know, box and use my smarts a little bit, and I think it was definitely key, and it's definitely made me a lot more confident coming into this fight, and feeling like, you know what, I got all that out, and now it's going to be like it's going to be on, and I should be good to be completely how I want to be.
You said you don't play with your food. You're an entertaining fighter. You look to stop your opponents. With that in mind, if it was to go to the scorecards, have you got any concerns at all? Because certainly, you know, over the past few months, especially over the last couple of years, rather, it's certainly been spoken about with regards to some decisions which haven't gone the way of the away fighters coming over to the UK. Is it a concern of yours?
Not a big concern of mine, because I think even my work rate, I'm a very high pace, very high work rate fighter, very accurate and precise. So I think even on points, I'll win on points. But I mean, Matchroom's had a lot of upsets lately, you know. So I also think that, you know, I'm really not too concerned. And whatever happens. And hey, if I get robbed, I'm sure the public will have something to say about it, and it's just what happens to how it happens. You know what I mean? But I don't see it going to points.
I know you won't want to look past Saturday, but in the call with Shannon, you know, she said if she beats you, she's looking at the Rachel Ball rematch for herself. If you were successful, what would be next for you?
Yeah, Rachel as well, I think, because I think it's really important to fight Rachel after beating Shannon. Because for me, beating Shannon, yeah, I beat Shannon, but Rachel beat Shannon. So it's not that special. Like it is, don't get me wrong, like it is. But at the same time, I won't feel like the champ or you know, the girl until I beat the girl that beat Shannon, you know. So I think fighting Rachel is, and she's my mate and she deserves a shot. You know what I mean? She was supposed to have it with me originally in November, and then she was supposed to have this one. So yeah, I definitely want to, you know, give her that opportunity and prove myself that, you know, I can beat Rachel as well.
Ebanie, best of luck on Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks, Andy. If we go to Cynthia from Ring TV next, please.
Hi, Ebanie. Can you hear me?
I can. Hi, Cynthia. I hope you're well.
Good. I'm Cynthia Courtenay from Ring TV, Ring Magazine. I've been following your career, surprisingly, during COVID. And I remember you did the KO artist win by KO. My friend, that little, what is that called?
Oh, I love that interview. Sorry, that was my favorite interview. Yeah.
But, you know, it's funny because when I hear all the banter about being sexualized, you know what? Kudos to you. You have a banging body. You've worked hard. You are a bodybuilder. And this is great for the sport, for women's sport. Who cares? When I hear what Courtenay, Shannon, and you have to say, it is so great for the sport. You guys work hard for your bodies, and I commend you both. Now, he asked the question I want to ask, but I want to go more into it. If you were to describe yourself in 3 words, what would you describe yourself?
In 3 words?
Yeah, 3 words.
Ooh. Driven. Effervescent. And dedicated.
All right. And you talked about the type of fighter that you are. You're an all-around fighter, comfort fighter, pressure fighter, and you can box. 3 fighters that describe who you are.
Chavez. I love to cut in. I know I study him. I go in. I do think I'm very similar to Mexican style. I get, I training out in America, and everyone that sees me spar and sees me trains always says, well, she's like a little Mexican in the pocket. So I'd say that probably like the Salvador Sanchez, he could do a bit of everything. So box in and box out, and maybe Triple G or Canelo.
Oh, interesting. All right. Now for women's boxing, it is on the rise, and it's unfortunate that some people use sexuality as a crutch. But where do you see women's boxing going from here on out?
I just don't see what's the point. I don't see the problem with it. Like, it's not about sexualizing. It's just about being, showing femininity to a male-dominated sport, which I don't think is an issue. I see women's boxing just getting more and more better and bigger with, the big, the big fighters that we have, the big names that we already have, and us that are coming through, and people like me who are going against the grain and are showing different sides to women's boxing, and that it's not just all the same, and it's something, there's more to it, and there's a diversity of women. We're not all the same. I think boxing is very important to have characters. The men have it. It's how it's an entertainment business. And I think that women should embrace their personalities and their characters a little bit more and enjoy the ride. I think that is what gets people interested. What gets people interested in boxing or sport in general, anything, is the story. You know what I mean? And engaging with fans and showing who you are helps with all of that.
And lastly, 2 minutes versus 3 minute rounds. You're the one in the ring? Yes.
Yeah. Look, I honestly think that 3 minutes rounds will bring more knockouts, because so many times I feel like my opponents have been saved by the bell at 2 minutes. So I do think that 3 minutes will probably get you more knockouts, but I also think that I'm not going to be doing 3 minutes unless my pay starts going up, because we're going to get paid pretty much the same as what we get paid now, more for more work. So yeah, it has to kind of go 2 and 2. I do believe in commercial value though, but we're still well below.
All right, and quick prediction: Taylor versus Natasha Jones.
Oh, it's so hard. You know what? I'd love to see Tash win that. That'd be amazing. But I think Katie Taylor will edge that. But I think it'll be a very good fight. Very, very, very good fight.
All right. Well, best of luck to you this Saturday, and be safe in the ring.
Thanks, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cynthia. If you go to Dona Corby next, please.
Hey, Ebanie. I was asking Conor Ben earlier because he's been training a little bit with Darren Till. Is a transition over to the cage something at any point you might be interested in fighting mixed martial arts?
Oh no, zero interest in MMA. I don't even watch it. Yeah, I don't. But I get asked this, and my answer is I would probably transition to bare knuckle boxing before I did MMA.
It appears that pay wise, bare knuckle is pretty much the place to be for women, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely where the money's at. But I don't really fight for money. You know what I mean? I've got my goals that I've set in boxing, and once I've done that, then I'd probably do the transition.
What does boxing need to do now to catch up with where MMA is in terms of the women's side of the sport?
More promotion, more accepting. It's still a very man's sport. You know what I mean? And I think that embracing women and our femininity and promoting us in all kinds of ways and telling our stories and getting, I feel like America needs to get on board. I feel like America's lagging a little bit when it comes to female boxing promotion. I feel like when they jump on board a bit more seriously, and not just because they think they have to, but like genuinely, like Eddie Hearn has. When we have big promoters like Top Rank and Oscar De La Hoya really genuinely pushing women's boxing, Showtime, PBC don't even have female fighters. When we start seeing that in America, I think that's going to really help. Because at the moment, I feel like it's just Eddie.
Last one for me. You mentioned Oscar De La Hoya. I want to hear your thoughts on him coming back to the ring.
You know what? If he wants to do it, good.
He's confirmed it. He's fighting on the same promoter as Jake Paul.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, if you want to do, everyone should be able to do whatever they want to do, and I'm happy for him. That's what he wants to do. I mean, I feel like as a fighter, it'd be very, very hard to give it up. It really would be. So hats off to him if they're going to come back and have a fight, and that's what they feel like they want to do, and they're going to do it. I'd love, it'd be good to see him in there again, and God bless it, they don't hurt each other. But hey, if you want to do it, you only live once.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Daniel. We've got one more from Jason Fletcher again.
Yeah, thanks, Daniel. Cynthia stole my question, Ebanie, so I'll ask you a different one.
Okay.
At the moment, you've got probably the biggest opportunity for the ladies of Australia.
Yep.
Your prediction for our good mate George Furious Kambosos Jr. against Lopez? Because I think Lopez is in for a bit of a shock. Georgie is going to hammer him.
I don't know about hammering, but I definitely think that I think they're going to underestimate George for sure, and I think just like me, that the underestimation by the team is going to work in his advantage. But I still see Teo pulling that off. If George wins that, it would be something very, very special. And I wish him all the best. But if my genuine prediction is, I think that Teofimo takes that.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, once again, good luck to you and Shannon on Saturday. Bring home the title, mate, and we'll catch up when you get back home.
Thank you.
Okay, unless there's any final questions for Ebanie, I think we're done here. Cool. Yeah, Ebanie, really appreciate your time. And
Thank you, guys.